Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Malvern, Worcestershire in Great Britain for our British Rookie Championships of 2025. This is our STIHL TIMBERSPORTS arena, and you lovely people here in the crowd are in for a treat. Some of our top up-and-coming talent from Great Britain will be on this stage using chainsaws, saws and axes as they vie for the title of the British Rookie Champion of 2025. My name's Alex Kirkley. I'm your host and MC for the next couple of hours. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on YouTube if you're watching worldwide. And a big thank you to my resident co-commentator, the expert commentator, all the way from Vancouver via Munich. Big welcome to Troy Mannering. Hi, Troy.
Hi, Alex. Thanks very much. Yeah, looking forward to a great show today. 11 super talented athletes going to be on that stage where you are right now. We're going to introduce them shortly. So it should be a great rookie competition today. Enjoy.
Okay, and just before we get going and bring our athletes out onto this stage, we're going to bring on our judges, our technical officials, and we'd like to welcome them on now, starting with Mr. Andy Hall. And casting his eye over proceedings alongside Andy is the one and only Bart Janssen. And inside the truck, beavering away on the video screens, our video judge, Jules Janssen. I'm not sure if we've got visuals on Jules. Yes, there they are, Jules and the team. So they will be looking through video replays, split-second decisions that may need to be decided upon this afternoon. All right, let's have our athletes onto the stage. Here we go for our British Rookie Championships of 2025. The first competitor is a guest from Italy. Please welcome on Nicola Trecarici. Next up, making his debut on this stage for STIHL TIMBERSPORTS, 16-year-old, all the way from Ayrshire in Scotland. Please welcome Logan McCubbin. Next up, college student from Somerset, it's Harry Mead. Onto the stage, an engineer from London, Chris Bell. We now welcome on, in the midst of his GCSEs from Cheshire, 16-year-old Billy Gore. Next up, all the way from Somerset, Archie Comrie. Great support out here for our athletes from the crowd as well. Next up, the farmer from Gloucestershire, Adam Futrell. Please welcome onto our stage a forester from Hampshire, Max Wright. Here comes a farmer from Powys in Wales, Jake Bufton. And all the way again from Powys in Wales, a great tradition of timber sports athletes, a forester, Rowan Luxton. And our final competitor to the stage is an agricultural engineer from Knighton in Wales, last year's rookie runner-up, Zach Powell. So those are our athletes, they're prepped and ready. Troy, all we have left to do is get this show underway. What can these lovely people expect from TIMBERSPORTS Rookie Championships today?
Pure action, I'm hoping, and I think based on what I've seen on the stage there with those athletes, it's going to be a good show today. So without further ado, let's take a look at the competition format here. The STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Rookie Competition. The athletes will compete against each other in 5 disciplines, provided they have safety clearance for the respective discipline. The maximum number of points awarded for each discipline depends on the number of athletes taking part. The first discipline is Springboard with 1 board. The fastest athlete receives points equal to the total number of participating athletes, except for 1 point for last place in each discipline. There are no points for disqualification. In the second discipline, the participants compete in stock saw. The third discipline is the standing block chop. And the fourth discipline, each participant has to prove their ability on single buck. The last discipline, the underhand chop, is the last chance for athletes to collect valuable points. The points from all the disciplines are collected, and the person with the top amount of points is your champion. Simple, right? Let's get it going on, and we'll take a look at our first discipline coming up, and that is the springboard. Here's the tool and discipline for that. The axes used in timber sports definitely can't be bought at your local hardware store. Made from special steel, the blade is hand sanded with an angle of 13 to 16 degrees. It's custom built and carefully adjusted for each competition. The weight is around 3 kilos and it's about 80 centimeters long. The blade is so sharp that you could shave with it. Springboard simulates the traditional way of felling trees by climbing up over thick branches. First, a notch, known as a pocket, is chopped into the log. The springboard is then anchored into this pocket. Now the athlete will climb up onto the springboard to chop a 27-centimeter wooden block from both sides at the top of the log.
Okay, thanks for the explanation there, Troy. This is our springboard discipline. We have 3 heats, 6 athletes, and they're putting one pocket, one board into the springboard, Troy, because these athletes, these rookies, they're starting out on their timber sports careers.
This is also a brand new discipline in the last couple of years for these athletes. So the concept here is to make sure that our rookies have the opportunity to start training how to cut pockets, how to put the springboard in, and how to cut well standing on the board safely. This is one of the reasons also why you're not seeing all 11 of our athletes competing in the springboard today. We'll only have 7.
Now, Jake Buffton will be on the stand to the left. Bags of experience from Jake in our rookie championships. Billy Gorlow, his first rodeo today, his first time on stage. So I know this Malvern crowd will get behind all our athletes today, particularly in this first heats for Jake and Billy.
And again, these guys are learning this discipline. It is a very, 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 very finicky and difficult discipline to become good at. And they are using a single board instead of the 2, which is what the pros use. But you can be sure that because they have started early on, Alex, and getting the experience doing a single board springboard, once it comes time to be cutting the 2 boards, these guys are going to be well experienced for cutting those pockets, which is a critical aspect of this discipline.
Okay, gentlemen, athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Under perfect circumstances, the athlete will hit 4 hits and create a pocket. Now, again, this is a training segment for these guys, and Billy Gore, really nice 6-hit pocket there as he gets that board in place, and he has already moved up to the top, looking very, very good. And Jake Buffton now has placed his board, and he'll climb up on top and get started working on that top block. A quick check, gingerly making sure that he's got purchase on the tooth, and Billy Gore looking really good as he cuts on that first side really well. Nice accuracy for his drivers as well. Jake Buffton starts getting going on his block now as well. Now he's still waiting to get that big chip off of the block, and it should fly out any second now as he starts to clean up. There it goes. Billy getting deep on his side. Jake Buffton's got some power. Now you can see Billy feeling pretty confident in his board. He's got that back foot, or his right foot, fairly far back on the board. And Jake Buffton also pretty far back on the board. Both of them could probably stand to go a little bit farther back. Billy's board is sagging ever so slightly, but because he's a light guy, he doesn't seem to have many issues with that, and he's still putting plenty of power into his drivers. Now Jake has done a good job to catch up here and get fairly deep on that first side, and what you'll see these boys do is they'll switch to the other side to cut through from the second side, which is part of the rules. And they'll switch to the awkward angle. In a lot of cases, it'll just be a bit of a few drivers on the backside, which we see Billy starting to do now. Jake switching his foot position, and he's starting to get on there as well. So let's see who's going to get through here. as we get close to that 2-minute mark now. And these guys are looking pretty good. Billy's almost there. A couple more drivers for him. Oh my goodness, that was so close to each other. 152.01 to 151.83. Jeez Louise, that doesn't get much closer, does it, Alex?
Yeah, giving the people what they want, entertainment. Straight out the traps on Heat 1. Great showing from both Jake and Billy.
Yeah, really nice heat there between the two of them. Now, we should point out that this is not a contest necessarily about eliminating the other guy that's on stage with you. It's about getting the best possible time to add to your points total.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
So a couple of personal bests by the wayside for these two gentlemen. Very well done. As we'll take a quick look back here. Particularly interested to see Billy's pocket progression here. I believe it was 6 hits. That's 3. That's 6 right there. And yep, he ends up setting that board. And he was clearly confident right off the bat, Alex. No dust settling on this young man.
And no fear. No fear at all from Billy. I mean, he has been chopping for 5 years with the Clwyd Axeman. Chopping since he was, you know, a young boy.
It's unbelievable, too, because you could see he is a very slight athlete, but he is athletic. He's wiry and strong, clearly, because his drivers had the power behind them. His accuracy was really nice. There's Jake Buffton on the backside of his, and you can see him as well doing a great job just to get through there. Short, choppy hits to get that last little thread off that block, and here Billy doing a nice job as well. You can see some of those little threads of wood holding that block in place. All right, next heat coming up is going to be Max Wright going up against Zach Powell. I don't know why the first thing I thought when I saw that picture of Max Wright is Fireman Sam.
He is always on the scene. Has he got his axe nice and clean? We shall see.
You can see the sandbags the guys are using to secure the board in place at the bottom. You have to imagine every time you're hitting that block, it is vibrating, and you don't want to have that springboard fall down onto the ground and have to
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Now you can see there, Zach Powell doing a little bit of house cleaning. Max Wright's already got his board in place. He's heading up to the top. Zach's really not super happy with his pocket, obviously, as he wants to make sure it is perfect. Meanwhile, Max Wright, he's got a really nice board up there. You can see the movement, and it's holding. That tongue or that tooth is holding very well for Max. A little bit tentative on his drivers up top, and Zach Powell sets himself up. And he's got a really nice position on his springboard as well. So Zach Powell has some experience here as well as a plenty amount of power. Let's see if he can put that to work here. Look at that back foot by Zach Powell right at the very end of the board. So he can utilize the spring action of the board as well as the power drive through his hips and knees to get that axe moving. Max Wright looking really good as he's well into that first side on his block at the top. This is where it gets a bit tiring, especially where the position of Max is right now. He's fairly far forward on that board, which means he has to choke up a little bit on the axe, which means he's not using the entire power that could come out of that axe. Zach looking a little bit fatigued as well. Some of those drivers are going straight in as opposed to at an angle. Time is winding up on them here. They got to get onto that second side fairly quickly. So foot change for Zach Powell here. 30 seconds to go for these guys in order to get this done. Both of them on that second side now. You can hear the audience in the background egging them on, encouraging both of these guys. And Max Wright does it in 2:11.88. Zach Powell getting close to it now. He might have left a little bit too much material on that first side as he gets close to the cut here. He's only got 5 seconds to get through it. Oh, this is going to be a tough one for Zach. He's got a DQ for time limit exceeded. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Zach Powell, but Max Wright has got himself a time in the books of 2:11.88. Well, this is what it's about, Alex, putting these guys through the paces in a competition setting and getting that experience under their belts.
So we have a disqualification for exceeding the time limit. However, this cut is good.
Tough run for Zach. We saw there Troy and Max Wright giving a great account of himself in his first run out there.
Yeah, and I mean, it all really comes down to those pockets. In the case of this competition, a single pocket, and just making sure that you get that pocket made as quickly as possible and get that board in so that you can do the work up top. And I mean, both of these guys did a great job on top there. The difference maker here was Max just had his pockets a bit quicker and his board in a little bit sooner. And Zach has power. He's got a ton of it. His board position was optimal. He really used that board to his benefit, but he just left too much material on the front side on that first open face, and it took him too long on the backside, and unfortunately, it's a DQ for him. But Fireman Sam with a fantastic cut on the backside there. Good job.
Okay, yeah, so we celebrate our 40th birthday of STIHL Timber Sports this year. Cake, candles, party poppers, you name it, is back here. And this time around in Britain, we've got the men's championships, the rookies, the women's. The sport is absolutely going places. But Troy, it has a rich and long history.
It certainly does. It's not only the original extreme sport, but STIHL Timber Sports itself has been around doing these competitions for over 40 years. Let's take a look back.
Expert woodsman who can cut down a tree more easily than most people can chop one up. When it really comes to tackling large lumps, you can't beat the men of the forestry companies.
An axeman's gathering.
Keeping your lawnmower clean is key to making sure it works efficiently. And we now have a Care and Clean kit that includes everything you need to make cleaning your mower a breeze. The kit includes our effective but gentle cleaning detergent, STIHL MultiClean. MultiClean is an all-purpose cleaning agent for plastic, metal, rubber and painted surfaces, making it perfect for these mowers. It also includes a wooden-handled bristle brush with a scraper for cleaning the mower unit, and a microfiber cloth for thorough but gentle cleaning. To clean the mower unit, simply spray it with STIHL MultiClean and leave to work for 5 minutes. Then clean it thoroughly with the brush and remove any residual dirt or cleaner with the damp microfiber cloth. To clean the lawnmower housing or your IMO docking station, just spray STIHL MultiClean onto a microfiber cloth and wipe over the surface. Repeat the procedure as needed, then wipe the housing with the damp STIHL microfiber cloth. The STIHL Care and Clean kit for lawnmowers is the perfect way to keep your lawnmower in tip-top condition.
So we're ready to go with the next heat in our springboard discipline. Here are the two competitors, Rowan Luxton and Nicola Crecarici.
And this will be our last heat in the springboard. And then we will move on to our next discipline. There you can see Rowan Luxton's personal best, 128.47. Nicola, a 132.20.
So Troy, just remind us now, you want clean pockets, but you don't want a saggy board.
Yeah, clean pockets, no saggy board. A little bit of lift on the board doesn't hurt, but once it's taken purchase in that pocket, if you go parallel, that's quite fine. But if that pocket has too much sawdust or chips in it, it will tend to be problematic.
Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, already these guys are well past 13 hits to create that pocket. Nicola, first one to get that board placed, and he's got to get that tooth to get some purchase in there. Checks it really quickly, gets up on the board. He'll gingerly step back there to make it really lock in place, and Rowan Luxton gets up there as well. Now Rowan's got a bit more angle on his board, so he will be able to add power from that back end. Nicola's board is looking good. You can see there, it's more or less parallel with the ground, which is ideal, and he can also utilize the spring and the power off the back of that board. Now he's doing really well to get into that block fairly quickly. He did have his board in ahead of Rowan Luxton. Rowan, however, is putting in some pretty big power drivers and taking away a lot of material, and Nicola is on the other side of his block already trying to get through there. Did he make that decision correctly with the timing? Let's see how he does here. It looks like he's got a little bit more to get through than expected. Rowan's on the second side of his now, and he's just going for it. And he's clearly ambidextrous because he is using a full swing. And there you go, personal best for Rowan Luxton at 125.48. Nicola struggling to get through the backside of that one as he left a little bit too much there, and now he's getting close to it. He's going to make it in under the 2-minute mark here. The question is, where will his time be? It's going to be definitely a little bit longer than 140.32. Somebody pushed the button out there a little bit too early, so our competition control center will correct that for sure.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
All right, there you go with the adjusted time for Nicola. It's 142.63. Rowan with a 125.22, a personal best for him, Alex.
Yeah, excellent work, and that will give Rowan the full 11 points, and Nicola will take the next available amount of points, which is 10. And we'll look at those graphics shortly. But Troy, give us your assessment of our athletes' performances here.
Well, I mean, as I said, it's one of the most difficult disciplines to become good at. You have to be a really well-rounded timber sports athlete. You have to have good balance. You have to have that ability to feel the confidence in your board and be able to do exactly what Nicola is doing right here, standing there with his back foot, pushing off of that back foot, using a little bit of that springing action in order to be able to put power into it. Now, Rowan, he had a really nice board. There was a little bit of a down angle, so he could put a little bit more power, but his foot really wasn't all the way at the back of the board where it could have been. But what was really impressive is he just went ambidextrous on us, switched his foot position and his hand position, and just went as though he was cutting, standing on the other side as normal. So here you can see the awkward angle for Nicola, and that is a difference maker here. If Rowan can take that skill of being ambidextrous into the future in these events down the road, he is going to be an athlete to be reckoned with.
Okay, the most pleasing thing to see on this graphic is the number of PBs, personal best sets by our rookies after the first discipline. So the points have been distributed as such. So Max Wright, 7 points. Jake Bufton, 8 points. Billy Gore, wonderful start for him, 9 points. You saw Nicola Crecarici, he gets 10 points, and The maximum amount of points available in the Springboard is 11, and those 11 points go to Rowan Luxton.
All right, so Springboard is done and dusted, Alex, and that means we're heading towards our stock saw. I guess, you know, there's not much to be said about Springboard. It's all about this little beauty right here, right now.
Yeah, and it is a smaller saw than you would expect at a STIHL event, but I'm not going to doubt its capabilities, Troy.
Not at all. Let's take a look at the tool and discipline for stock saw. The STIHL MS661CM stock saw is used in STIHL TIMBERSPORTS as the ultimate test of operator skill. Designed for the toughest jobs in forestry, it produces approximately 7.3 horsepower, has a displacement of 91.1 cc, and weighs 7.4 kilograms. To ensure evenly and fairly matched saws, professional STIHL technicians prepare and test the saws before each competition. Stock saw. After the starting shot, the contestants have to cut 2 wooden discs, so-called cookies, within a 10-centimeter mark. 1 downward and 1 upward. The attempt is only valid when both discs have been cut off completely and within the marks.
Okay, Troy, we have the stock saw heats. There'll be 6 of them. Up first will be Rowan Luxton. He is top of our tree at the moment when it comes to the points. And then heat 2, Jake Bufton will take the stand alongside Logan McCubbin. And then we have a number of heats after that. So stock saw, Troy, what's the technique that our athletes need to be utilizing today?
Don't Mongo it. It's not an axe. You don't have to hammer this thing down. It's about knowing the machine that you're working with and being able to feel the vibrations and hear the sound, and make sure that you're not pushing too hard to stall the chain or slow it down. A nice, even, consistent pressure is the way to go, and just be easy with the machine and you'll get there.
All right, so Rowan, he's flying solo, but it's the points on the board that he'll be looking to add here with his next run in the stock saw.
Okay. Warm up your saw. Athlete ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, very nice first cookie there from Rowan Luxton. Thin to win is the key here. That transition was also quite good. Let's see how this one drops. It drops well. 10.40, personal best for Rowan. Looks like he's safe on the line, and he has 2 complete discs on the deck.
Okay, congratulations. The cut is good.
Very, very nicely done by Rowan Luxton. 10.16, and he has set the pace for the rest of the guys.
Yeah, and that's to be expected, I feel, Troy, because he is a forester, a tree fella by trade, so this is bread and butter for Rowan.
Clearly. I mean, look at that first cookie. Beautiful thin cookie. Here, the transition, a light swing, but not really that noticeable, and you can see the cookie is fairly optimal on the upcut as well. A little bit thicker than the first one, but nicely done.
And although he was operating a chainsaw there, I'm interested to see what comes out of Rowan's lucky axe box later, because apparently he does have a lucky axe box.
A lucky axe box,
All right, concentrating on the chainsaw still for now. Jake Bufton and Logan McCubbin go off in heat 2.
Jake's already got himself a personal best, so as long as there's no DQ for Lowen today, he'll log in a personal best no matter what his time is. Jake Buffton's PB is a 12.53. He'll be looking to improve on that. And the way the wood's been sawing this weekend, I would not be at all surprised to see that PB go by the wayside.
Okay, gentlemen, warm up your saws. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, very nice start by Logan McCubbin. That looked great, and his transition fantastic to the upcut. He needs to support himself a little bit. Wow, what a time for Logan McCubbin. 10.69, and Jake Buffton did it as well, 11.68. Personal best on both sides of the stand here. Nicely done.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
That was a beautiful cut by Logan, man.
Yeah, smashing work. I mean, even this morning he was in the audience cheering on his mum, Kat Eccles, who came third in our women's championship. And here he is himself performing to such a high standard on his TIMBERSPORTS debut.
Well, now we know why he cuts so well, eh?
It's in the family.
It's in the
In
family.
the genetics.
Yeah, very nice cut there. All right.
So, Troy, I've heard you reference a number of times the adage of thin to win in this event.
That's correct. If you've got the saw in the block and you're cutting and the wood is thinner on the outside of that chain and the bar, it's not going to bind as much on the wood. So there is the advantage of it being faster, but it's also a disadvantage if your angle is even remotely off. You could have a cutout, it could break the cookie off, and then you run into problems of a potential DQ.
Okay, another debutant here, Billy Gore.
Okay, gentlemen,
Alongside Zach
warm up your saws.
So Billy Gore showed us something about who he is in the Springboard, going up against Zach Powell here.
Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Zach Powell at 10.57 PB. Billy Gore, oh, it came close to the bottom. He had to readjust a couple of times. That first cookie was massive. He had no hesitation getting into the block, but he might have gone over a little too far. So let's see if he's actually cut the line at the bottom. We do have a flag on the play, so I believe that might be the case. And yeah, it looks like Bart is indicating down below. Oh, and both are under review now. Interesting.
So we have 2 disqualifications for cutting over the line.
Oh, that's disappointing for these guys.
It is very disappointing for both our guys, and particularly disastrous for Zach Powell, because that's the second discipline in a row, Troy, where he's not picking up any points. Yeah. And he's our runner-up from last year.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, his first cookie was lovely. I mean, it's not super mega thin, but watch this transition here. He swung over just a little too far, and on that second cookie, and here, Billy trying to find the line, and he got just a little too far over after he started a cutout, and he did go over the line. And this is all about experience, and that will come with time. But I love the fact that Billy did not hesitate. He picked that saw up and went straight to work.
Okay, heat 4 is Harry Mead and Max Wright, and we're looking for big things from Harry because he cites the stock sword discipline as his favourite timber sport. Max, a real all-rounder in his spare time. Not only is he an avid timber sports fan and athlete, but he's a trail and road runner. He goes climbing,
He enjoys photography, classic cars and hiking, so...
Wow, he's just a do-it-all man, huh?
Yeah, I'm surprised he got time for timber sports, but here he is.
Okay, gentlemen.
Rookies.
Warm up your saws. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Very nice start by both guys. Harry Mead looking good. Max Wright looking good. Oh, that was a nice transition from Max. Harry Mead struggled a bit on the transition, and Max Wright with a 10.60 personal best. Harry Mead a 14.33, also a PB. Question is now, do we have 2 complete cookies on the deck and no cut lines? And it appears as that is the case.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
So Judge Andrew Hall gives us the thumbs up for both of those guys. And so far, those guys that have managed to have clean cuts have all had personal bests, Alex.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, Troy, what's impressed you about these 2 athletes there? It's a really thin cookie from Max, and that's something you look out for in this discipline.
Well, that transition right there from Max Wright was just fantastic. Now, we had a bit of a bigger cookie for Harry. His transition went a little bit over, but not far enough to impact that blue line at the 10-centimeter mark. So he did a good job to stay within the markings, but it was 2 really nice cookies on the deck by Max.
And let's not forget here, these times, Troy, they're not far off British national records, even at the pro level.
They are not, actually. The stock saw world record for the rookies is 9:09. So really, if you think about it, it's just a second and change away.
So here we see Archie Comrie. Archie's 24 years old from Somerset, and he works in estate maintenance and forestry. And joining Archie is Chris Bell.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, they didn't get their warm-up runs here, so we'll step back a notch and allow the guys to warm up. It was a bit of a early call on the start of racing, and both guys were game for it, so all good.
Okay, gentlemen, warm up your saws. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Wow, quick pickup from Chris Bell. Archie Comrie with a nice thin cookie as well. Oh my goodness, what a transition from Chris Bell as he got through there quick. 10.96 and a 12.81. 2 very nice cuts from these guys. Man, that transition from the down to the upcut by Chris Bell was incredible.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
So adjusted time, we're looking at a 12.54 for Archie and an 11.17 for Chris. I love that calmness that Archie has with the saw. Chris, here you see he struggled a little bit, slowed down on that upcut, maybe added a little bit too much pressure. He is a powerful kid, but it worked for both of them, and they both have PBs in their books now. And there you see our lovely audience on our live feed here around the world. Yes, you can wave, everybody, if you like. Go ahead and wave. Hello, hello.
So So the stage is being prepared for our final heat of the stock saw, the second discipline today of 5. It's heat 6. Adam Futrell and Nicola Trecarici.
Seen some of the creations from Adam Futrell out of wood and stone. He makes, what are they called for underneath cups?
Coasters.
Coasters, yeah, fantastic. Just amazing quality of work. Really, really nice stuff.
Do you call them something different in Canada?
No, I call them coasters. I just couldn't remember the word.
Okay, gentlemen, warm up your saws. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Very nice start by Nicola. Great transition. Oh, he's got a thin one. Adam Futrell, a little bit slower on his upcut, and it is a 12:09 for Adam. He'll take that personal best, barring any problems with his cookies or the lines. And Nicola with a 10:57. Not his personal best. Personal best for him is a 10:06, so a little bit slower, but that's okay. It's good time.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
All right, so that's all she wrote for our first 2 disciplines. As we'll take a look back at the quick attack by Nicola Trecarici here. And there, the transition, a little bit of a swing, but boy, that is a beautiful upcut. Adam Futrell, he got a little bit thick and a little bit angled and had to adjust that angle on the way up, almost curving the cut a little bit to make sure that he stayed with inside the lines. As we take a look now at the results.
Yeah, so points pretty much across the board for all our athletes, bar Billy Gore and Zach Powell. The chunky points go to Max Wright, he gets 9. And Nicola, you just saw there with a great run. Nicola Trecarici with 10 points. And Rowan Luxton, a personal best, a time of 10.16, and he gets all 11 points. So how does that affect the overall standings?
Not much in the top 3, and Luxton, Trecarici, and Wright stay in the top 3 positions, but there are some adjustments down low, so that leaves room open for those guys in positions 4 through 7 to jump up the rankings a bit.
So we're moving on through our rookie championships and on to our third discipline, the standing block chop, Troy, and this is pretty much where TIMBERSPORTS was created from, the simulation of the felling of a tree.
Yep.
It's still one of the most difficult ones to master, though.
Yeah, and you have to be approved to be able to compete in this discipline through a series of, let's call them stress tests. It's almost like getting a driver's license. Before that, though, let's head and take a look at the discipline standing block chop. Standing block chop. At the standing block chop, the felling of a tree with an axe is simulated. A vertically positioned wooden block with a diameter of 27 centimeters has to be cut through from both sides. A powerful and precise swing with the axe is the premise of a good result.
So there we have our judges in deep conversation, as they always are.
Deep conversation, serious meetings going on there.
Okay, so standing block chop, 4 heats, 8 of our athletes will compete here for points. Heat 1 will be Billy Gore and Max Wright. World record on this one, Troy, for the rookies, 11.9. That is
blisteringly fast. Yeah, very, very fast. So there you can see our stands with the blocks set in. Last minute checks there on stage as our amazing pit crew takes care to make sure that that stage is clean as a whistle for this discipline. In particular, in this discipline, it's very important that there's no chips or sawdust or anything that the athletes can slip on as they move around from one side of the block to the other. And again, here our start list was only 3 heats, as 5 of the athletes will not be participating in this one because of their ability on the block. It doesn't have much to do with their ability as much as it has to do with the tests to make sure that they are safe and able to use these axes in the way they should be used on the standing.
We've had a number of debutants here today, this Sunday of the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Championships, this morning in our women's event and today with our rookies. And if you in the crowd and you watching at home want to get involved, it's really easy to do so. You just need to give us an email, write in to timbersports@stihl.co.uk, and we'll put you in touch with your nearest training camp. So timbersports@stihl.co.uk if you fancy trying your hand at our amazing sport.
And as they prepare the stage, they're preparing parallel the stands at the back for our single buck, as Dan Jansen will do a bit of squaring away on the one block there to make sure that everything is nice and even for after the standing block chop. Again, it is 3 heats in standing block chop. Heat 1, Billy Gore and Max Wright. Heat 2, Jake Buffton and Zach Powell. And Heat 3, Nicola Trecarici and Rowan Luxton. And the first heat, Billy Gore and Max Wright.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Wow. Great power by Billy Gore as he got right in there. Max Wright looking very good here as well. Max picking up the pace a little bit on this first side. Billy Gore aiming really well as he does a great job to keep those shots accurate. Max Wright, shortcut on that first side, moves to the second side, depending a little bit more on his power. Billy Gore about 4 or 5 drivers behind Max as he switches to the second side, but he went a bit deeper on that first side. May well be a good thing for him. Max going for a lot of salad as he's aiming for power, but Billy is going to do that in a 36.93 PB. That was a fantastic run for the young man, and Max Wright's got it in 40.22. Good job, well chosen to go deep on that first side by Billy. And look at the smile on that face.
I was so impressed there, Troy, with the speed and the power from Billy.
Not only that, he had the power, speed, and he had the accuracy. Really, really good sides on his cuts.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Nicely done, and that is an impressive, impressive job by both of these guys. And you know, it gives you pause to think when they have a lot more experience under their belts, what kind of drama they're going to create for our current pros that are around today.
There we see max power from Max Wright. Good transition, and this is really impressive stuff from Billy.
Super accurate drivers, not cutting new material, staying really nicely in line. Went deeper on the first side. Tactically, that was probably a very intelligent choice to do that. Max has the power. He opted to leave a little bit more on that first side and switch to the second side quickly. And you can see here these last couple of drivers from Billy, just absolutely fantastic. Look at that thing go.
All right, Heat 2, Jake Buffton and Zach Powell take to the stage in the standing block chop.
Both of them have personal bests about the 33 second mark. That they have experience bodes well for them to perhaps do better today with the speed because of the way the wood is cutting. There you can see Zach Powell's personal best 38.61, Jake's 33.56.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Jake Buffton, great form. Zach Powell, also very good form. Zach going with speed and pace into that block. I think Jake's already onto his second side here, is he? Is that really so? He was quick to get around. If he is, it looks like he is, in fact, definitely on his second side. I blinked and I missed it. Looking good for both of these guys, though, as Jake's getting pretty close to it, and he drops it in 31.76, a very good improvement for him. And Zach Powell now trying to get through. Almost there. One more will do it. 41.72. Unfortunately, not a personal best for Zach, but that puts him in 4th place in the standing results right now.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
All right, here you see Zach just absolutely tearing into that block. He's going for pace and power. Jake Buffton, in the meantime, he switched over to that second side, almost shortcutting that first side with a big wide open face, then closed the face a little bit on that second side and really cleaned up nicely with a 31.42 personal best. Zach was depending on a lot of power here, and unfortunately it bit him a little bit with a 41.46, so he didn't get through as fast as I think he had hoped.
Troy, we've been talking to the athletes backstage, and they're saying the wood is running really well this weekend,
Yep.
and it's premium competition wood that we're dealing with.
It is, in fact, and I had a long chat with Bart Janssen about the wood and how they harvest it and stuff like that. I would love to be able to just blink and, well, wait, I can actually show you. Here, check out this premium wood clip. How about that?
STIHL TIMBERSPORTS is an international extreme sports competition series featuring 6 disciplines: 3 chopping and 3 sawing. We have a premier competition, we need premier wood. The biggest challenges that I face as part of my role is to ensure that our competitions are supplied with the highest quality wood.
Each individual tree is examined for its conformation before processing. We need to make it fair for all athletes. So we are selecting different sections of the trees to use for each of our specific disciplines.
Once the trees are felled, extracted and transported to our facilities, we measure, mark and then cut the wood into sized blocks. We then peel the blocks ready for competition. After careful selection, the blocks then leave our yard and are distributed internationally to our STIHL TIMBERSPORTS competitions.
Okay, we are moments away from the final heats in the standing block chop. Here are 2 athletes, Niccolò Trecarici from Italy and Rowan Luxton of Great Britain. Rowan standing top of the table with Nicola hot on his heels in second place at the moment, but this all could change.
If I remember correctly, Nicola was here last year as well, competing with the rookies. Very, very adept timber sports athlete, a young man from Italy.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Wow, they're on pace with each other here. Nicola and Rowan both going, what is it you say, hammer and tongs on this block?
Yeah, and you can see on the in front of Nicola's side there, the onstage camera shaking. The absolute power that Nicola is putting into this right now.
That whole block is shaking. I don't think it's going to last much longer under the power of Nicola or Rowan for that matter. Oh my goodness, how close was that? Those blocks dropped nearly identically with each other. 28.76 for Nicola and 28.55 for Rowan. Unbelievable heat there.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
And Nicola gets a personal best out of that one as well, Alex.
Yeah, thank goodness for video replays, because I don't think he could separate those two athletes, and we have to separate them, of course. But
you have to go to the long camera and look at both at the same time, and you can see here, Nicola absolutely destroying that block. It was moving a lot in that holder as well, that stand. It was shaking the stand even, the amount of power he was putting into it. So that might have actually reduced the amount of impact that his drivers were having on that block as well. Rowan looking really nice on these hits as well. Hear that final driver for Nicola. And a couple of hits later, a little slip there by Rowan might have cost him maybe a half second. All right.
All right, so here are how the points have been distributed amongst our athletes. 6 points to Zach Powell. Max Wright gets 7. Billy Gore gets 8. Great performance from Billy. Jake Bufton takes 9 points. Nicola Chiricarici takes 10. And Rowan Luxton, for the 3rd discipline in a row, he takes the maximum amount of points available, 11 to him. So it opens up a little bit of a gap between himself there, Rowan Luxton, and Nicola Chiricarici.
Where we're seeing a lot of the changes down in the lower 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and this great starts from our debutants that are joining us here at the British Rookie Championships for the very first time as well. And the disciplines come thick and fast, Troy.
They do indeed.
This little beauty over my right shoulder is staring ominously at us now as we eagerly anticipate the advent of the single buck, the Misery Whip, the 2-meter long beast.
Yeah, what does it mean to use that? Well, let's take a look right now at the tool and discipline for single buck. The 2-meter-long cross-cut saw used for the single buck discipline is made especially for competition. A series of consistently patterned 10-centimeter-long teeth are cut with a laser on one side of the saw and then hand-sharpened. Saw teeth are divided into 2 types, cutters and rakers, just like on the old-school saws. The saw weighs about 5 kilos and its base price starts at around 1,500 euros. Single buck. The single buck is a one-man saw about 2 meters long. With this, the athletes have to cut off a complete disc of a 46-centimeter thick wooden block. The perfect interplay between rhythm and strength is the key to success.
Let's take a look at our start list now for single buck, the 4th discipline of 5 in today's British Rookie Championships. Heat 1 will be Billy Gore out on his own. He won't mind that, though.
I don't think so. Billy seems to be a pretty confident young man as far as the sport is concerned. He's showed a lot of skill in the chopping disciplines. Let's see how he does here in the single saw.
And he's got great support from the Malvern crowd here today.
Athlete, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, started off promisingly, but a little sticky spot there, and then he got it going again. With the size that Billy has, he's a smaller guy, so he needs to really utilize those legs to his best of his ability to try and keep that saw moving and keep it straight. And this is part of the problem with the Misery Whip, which is why it's earned that name, is if you angle that saw even remotely, it's going to hook up and stop, and you're seeing that a few times with Billy, but He's done a great job to get through there in 29.99, and that would be a personal best for Billy right off the hop, so very nicely done. There will, of course, be probably some adjustments to his time when competition control gets hold of it.
Okay, congratulations. The cut is good.
So there you go, 29.73 for Billy with a personal best. That's nicely done. That will put him in the top spot for the moment and provide everybody else a time to kind of focus on.
Yeah, he's laid down a marker there, Billy. Wonderful action, and I know, you know firsthand how difficult this thing is. We competed against each other last summer. I think I'd still be there now if somebody didn't stop me, because I was going nowhere, and Billy made mincemeat out of this log today.
I ended up holding my breath for most of that run that we did.
I understand your back's only just recovered from it, Sean.
Yeah, mostly.
All right, so two athletes who can do it more than adequately, Chris Bell and Archie Comrie. So Chris, 22-year-old from London, he's an engineer. Again, another all-rounder in terms of sports. He's played rugby, he's into his cross-country and athletics, and Archie, again, he's a rower in his spare time.
Well, that'll give you back strength that you need for this particular discipline, that's for sure. See there, Chris making sure that that saw goes in bone straight. Final checks from Bart to make sure that it's at the right depth, and then a last bit of adjusting for Chris and for Archie both, and they are good to go.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready!
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Archie Comrie starting off a little bit tentatively. Chris Bell trying to get the power into it, got a bit sticky off the top. Archie's got the flow going now. Not seeing a lot of hip action from him, and Chris struggling through the bottom half of it as he gets down fairly quickly into that cut, but now the angle's changing just a little bit too much, but it's going to be a good time for him with a 25.54 and Archie with a 26.53. Very nice cuts, actually, for the amount that these guys struggled off the top.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Well, so far, Alex, we've had 3 personal bests dropped here in this discipline.
Troy, tell me, is this the same diameter of wood that the pros would have used yesterday in the championship?
Should be a 46-centimeter block, correct.
Still very, very respectable times, and this is the first time out on stage for some of our athletes this year. We're always looking to develop the rookie ranks. So if anyone out there, either watching on YouTube or in our audience today, wants to get involved, please contact us, timbersports@stihl.co.uk. We'll put you in touch with your nearest training camp. A couple of gentlemen have come through the training camps with flying colours, Logan McCubbin and Harry Mead, who come in now on heat 3.
Harry Mead there on stand 2. Final checks, and Logan McCubbin on stand 1.
It's Logan, another 16-year-old from Ayrshire in Scotland. Enjoys playing volleyball and football.
16 years young. He's
6'2".
still a baby.
6'2".
And he's a big boy as well.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Harry Mead starting with quick, short, choppy cuts to get that saw moving. Logan McCubbin, wow, he's using that entire saw. Oh, he got a little bit slow through the middle. Thick part of the block. Opens it up again at the bottom. Harry Mead looking good, though, as he gets to the bottom in 19.50.
Excellent.
And a 20.09 for Logan. Great job by both these young men. Fantastic results. And again, personal bests. Out the window they go.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Nice. So a 19.80 after adjustment for Logan. And for Harry, it's a 19.29 after adjustment. So really good. You can see here, Harry, interesting start. Decided to go for the short, choppy cuts, but a quick pace. Seemed to work well for him. And Logan McCubbin, on the other hand, going for long strokes. Knuckles to tips, and he got a little bit slow through the middle as the wood maybe binded on the saw a little bit, maybe he twisted the saw lightly, but he got back into the flow quickly. Both these guys doing a great job in under 20 seconds.
Right, heat 4, Max Wright, the forester from Hampshire, 21 years old. 22 years old, he's aged since this graphic came out. And Adam Futrell, 17 years old. He's a contract farmer from Gloucestershire.
Stepped onto the stage 21 and stepped off the stage 23. He became a man in a matter of minutes. Adam Futrell, a big boy, so he can use that height to his advantage.
Yeah, Adam's 17, he's 6'4", so it seems with every passing year, these guys are getting bigger and bigger.
It's all that good meat they eat.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, very smooth start by both Max and Adam. Adam using a good amount of that saw. Oh, he's through fairly quickly by the looks of it. He's going to be fast. 12.59 for Adam Futrell. A little bit of a sticky one there for Max as he gets to the bottom of that cut with, oh no, he's broken it off. So he needs to pay attention now and cut that tab. And this is going to be one of those situations where you have to really be aware. You want to make sure that tab is off so that the judges can put it back together in a puzzle style and make sure you've got a complete cookie. Otherwise, that could be at risk of it being a DQ. But I think in this case, Bart will give the benefit of the doubt to the athlete as he can place that piece in there, and he should be okay.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
It's a puff of the cheeks from Max Troy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a tactical decision on his part to have that saw set fairly close to the end of the block. And you can see it's a fairly thin cookie. The risk there is exactly what happened to him, though. At the bottom of the cut, that saw bowed just slightly and popped that disc off. So he had to go back, killing a lot of his time to get rid of that little tab that was left there. That piece that Adam Futrell cut, it was a bit fatter. It's going to drag on the saw a bit more, but it was a bit of a safer option here. As you can see right about here, the saw will bend and twist a little bit, and that's where it broke off. And that's the other thing that's the worst when that happens, is the saw comes away from the block. Then you have to pick it up, replace it, but he had the wherewithal to do it, and he got that last bit off, so the cookies counted, which was very important for him.
Yeah, let's give credit to Adam Future. It was a sensational run, 12.37, far and away the fastest time on our single book today. Now, Jake Bufton and Nicola Trecarici go in Heat 5.
Now, tail of the tape has the advantage, going to Nicola with a personal best of 15:01, but Jake Bufton, we know, is a motivated young man, and he's been working on this discipline, so I'm curious to see how he can improve on his 17.58.
If he gets near his personal best of 17.58, Jake Bufton, that would put him in second place in the points, so he's going to have to go quickly today. We've seen the raw power and strength that Nicola possesses, and he's going to need that in spades for this single book.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow, really nice start by both Nicola and Jake. Jake really working that saw with those long strokes, looking good. Nicola also looking very good as he comes to the bottom of his cut. Jake is looking excellent. Oh my God, that is going to be a fantastic time for Jake, taking 2 seconds off his previous personal best. Nicola Trecarici also with a PB. Nicely done, and that is a nice way to end it here with these two gentlemen.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Nicola with a 14.46 and Jake with a 15.16 after adjustment, and one more heat to go. Let's take a look back here. Interesting how some people breathe through these different events. Some people like to breathe in on the back draw, and some people like to breathe in on the push through.
I think just remembering to breathe is a key thing here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's super important. But what a great job by both Jake and Nicola. Nice.
Looks like he pulled up a little hamstring injury there on Jake. He got a bit of a kick. Hopefully that won't affect him too much. Now, single book, Heat 6. Zach Powell. He's looking for a good response after a couple of disappointments in previous disciplines, and our current leader as we came into this event, Rowan Luxton, a PB, strong PBs from both our athletes, 12.42 for Zach and around the 13-second mark for Rowan.
I mean, you and I, we only raced each other with the M-cut saws. I'd like to have a go with these proper racing saws. I think I could have been a contender then, huh?
I don't think I want another go ever again in my life. So those teeth are cleaned by hand and sharpened by hand, Troy.
Yeah, laser cut, hand sharpened, and they are beasts.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
So here's where Zach Powell can come into his own. Rowan looking very good, though. Oh, my goodness, this is going to be a fast time for both of these guys. But Rowan blisteringly fast, 12.43 as he gets through. And a 14.84 for Zach Powell. Nice run from Rowan Luxton.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
All right, Rowan Luxton dropping a personal best as well. Zach Powell Not quite there. His personal best was 12.42, but a respectable 14.61 for Zach today as he just went for it. Maybe he should have worn his lucky hat. Look at Rowan go for it, though. And he currently has the fastest time in single buck, so that definitely helps him out. All right, let's take a look at our results.
Yeah, Rowan does it again. The full 11 points, PBs, pretty much all the way through this single buck discipline. Adam Futrell, 10 points to his name. Great run as well. He got us going there with a 12.37. Nicola Trecarici, he takes 9. That continues his challenge on Rowan.
Rowan's been dominant, winning every single event so far in the competition, and that puts him well in the lead with 44 points. But, as you said, Nicola is right there with him.
Yeah, so no margin for error as we hurtle towards our final discipline, the underhand chop.
Now, yeah, I was just going to say, we already know about the tool that the guys are using for the underhand chop because we saw these axes being used in the standing block chop. Well, now it's about standing on top of the block, and we like this one, don't we?
Yeah, I really appreciate the technique here because it's not just about brute force, is it, Troy?
Well, it's about aiming, and this is where most of our athletes will learn originally to start using the axe and how to properly angle and aim the axe before they can go to the standing block. So let's take a look at our discipline, underhand chop.
Underhand chop. In the past, the underhand chop technique was used to split logs. Standing on a horizontally anchored block, the athletes use an axe to cut through a 30-centimeter log. The block has to be worked from both sides.
Underhand chop, we have 6 heats. Max Wright going up in heat 1, Harry Mead in heat 2 alongside Logan McCubbin, Archie Comrie and Chris Bell in heat 3, Jake Bufton, Adam Futrell in heat 4, Billy Gore and Zach Powell heat 5, and finishing us off today for our British Rookie Championships of 2025, Nicola Trecarici and Rowan Luxton, the top 2.
Yeah, and this is the last opportunity for our athletes to be able to gain points in the overall standings. And at the moment, Rowan Luxton dominant with 44 points, winning each of the events that he has participated in. So it's going to be a tough one to catch up to him. And this is really more or less going to be about trying to get onto that podium in second or third and just getting some points to be up and among the top 5.
We talked, Troy, about the importance of technique in this discipline, and there's no margin for error because the Rookie Championship is on the line.
It is at that.
You've got to watch your footholds as well in this one, haven't you?
You do, and this is a thing that we tend to see a little bit more with the rookies than we do with our pro athletes, as those footholds, the flat sections that are cut on the side of the blocks. So what you're seeing there is where they stand, and if they cut into those footholds, it's considered a disqualification for safety.
Okay, someone who's prepared to climb onto the footholds as he enjoys climbing in his leisure time is Max Wright. Max is a 22-year-old forester from Hampshire.
Okay. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
Max getting right into it with power. Nice chips flying off that block. Really nice accuracy on the left-hand side, or from our perspective, the right-hand side of that block. A little steppy on the other side as he switches over to the front side now facing our audience and starts working there, chipping out nicely right away. Max looking really good here, getting some nice chips. Did he cut clean through on the first side to be able to give him a nice quick finish on the second side? It looks like he might have, coming pretty close to it now. One more should do it. Oh, miscount on my part, and it's going to be a couple more than anticipated, and he's going to take a 47.35 and a personal best. He'll lock that one in and be happy with it, and work to improve it down the road. And Bart just can't wait to blow that whistle.
Congratulations, the cut is good.
There we go. So just taking a look back, you can see how nice and smooth the edge is on that right side from our perspective. Great accuracy. That's obviously his chocolate side for cuts. And then he switches over to the other side. Nice tentative steps. As time goes by, you'll see some of these guys feeling more and more confident, and they'll actually hop around. Little sticky axe there, and then 2 more drivers to get it through and done. Great job.
Heat 2 in the underhand chop. It's Harry Mead and Logan McCubbin. Points up for grabs for all our athletes, of course. And these two will be looking to add more to their final tally in this last discipline, the underhand chop.
I should point out as well, for those athletes that did not participate in a few of the disciplines, this is also very much about gaining experience, but also gaining what points they can here in the disciplines that they were allowed to participate in.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, I like the pace that I'm seeing here from Harry Mead. He's gone quick. It's safe to say that he's 1.5, 2 drivers for each one of Logan McCubbin's, but Logan's got some power going into that block as he is chipping out very nicely. He's deep on that first side. Is he playing a smart game here? Switching over to the second side should come fairly soon now. Yep, both of them going over to the second side roughly at the same time. Harry Mead now working on that second side. Will he be able to keep that pace from the first side on side 2? Looks like the fatigue is starting to play a role. Logan McCubbin aiming really well with those heavy drivers from on high. Harry Mead's pace has picked up a little bit. Will Logan's power get through first, or will it be Harry Mead's speed? A little bit of a slip shot there from Logan as his act jumped over to the other side of the block, and we should be getting close to through these blocks fairly soon now. They have to do it within a certain time frame here, so it's got to be done in the next 10-15 seconds here. And oh, it's looking close for Logan. One more driver maybe. Oh, a little bit of a sticky one at the bottom, and he is through in 1:20.25. Logan McCubbin with a PB. Harry Mead struggling a little bit on that second side, might be in a bit of trouble here. And yes, he does run into a problem with a DQ for time limit exceeded.
So we have a disqualification for exceeding the time limit. However, this cut is good.
All right, so Logan McCubbin's got a time in the blocks. Harry Mead, unfortunately, DQ for time exceeded. And again, this just comes down to experience and time on the block and training. Here you can see Logan with some really, really nice, powerful drivers from on high, keeping those cuts within the foothold line, so pretty safe altogether. And Harry and Logan switching over to their second sides, nice and quick and pretty clean. So all in all, you could say a pretty good run for both of these guys, but it was Logan logging in the time.
Okay, I'm joined in the studio now by a bona fide Great British champion, 4 in a row. Great British champ here, Glenn Penlington. Glenn, welcome to our studio. Thanks for joining us.
No worries.
How are you after yesterday? Because it was, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, but very much a heart in the mouth moment for your 4th championship in a row. Talk us through the championship itself, Glenn, and then the culmination of events and the one at the end, which really caught the imagination.
Yeah, I think yesterday was a fantastic day. Really good competition. It come right down to the end. You know, level on points with Rob Chatley. So it went right down to the wire, and then yeah, there was drama with the hot saw, as there always is. Luckily, it got started for me, and yeah, the rest is history, and I managed to get them 3 cookies on the deck.
Yeah, so for the uninitiated and the people that may not have seen yesterday, just talk us through what happened with your hot saw, because you get the chance to warm it up, and you didn't even get that far, but you came out of the traps flying.
That's it, yeah. So you get 60 seconds to warm up the saw, and then in that 60 seconds, I think I pulled it 9 times, and the saw didn't start. So I just wrapped it up, put the clip on, waited for the start cadence, and then luckily, I don't know how, but luckily it started and pulled it, fired up, and I managed to get the 3 cookies on the deck. And then, yeah, luckily it was a quick enough time and to win me my 4th title.
Yeah, I know you're a sporting all-rounder, Glenn, and you cite the Springboard as your favourite event, and you are our national record holder in that discipline. But which discipline do you think yesterday went the best for you?
Yes, I think the stand and block, really happy. I think it was a season's best as well so far. It was a PB for me as well, sub 20, so I was really happy with that, and I think that sort of kick-started my day a bit better for me. And yeah, and then I was lucky enough to win the tree as well, the Springboard, so yeah, those got me solid points, and yeah, were enough to help me win in the end.
Yeah, now of course you'll be representing Great Britain in Milan in the World Championships in October. When does the training start for that, and what does that training entail?
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be enough to qualify for that individual slot. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'll just keep training now as much as I can, really focusing on the first 3 events, I think. You know, if I do get to that stage at the individuals, you know, because of the knockout format that we have, I'll really focus on those first 3 events and make sure I can get solid points to propel myself through if I do get to that stage.
Yeah. Now, we had the Women's Championships this morning, arguably one of the greatest Women's Championships we've had in this country. You got personal interest in that. Your sister, former British champ, she was competing, and your girlfriend. Just how proud of you are you of the girls? Oh, yeah, it's a fantastic competition. You know, yeah, definitely the best women's competition we've had, and probably maybe even one of the best that we've seen in Europe. I think all the women, they were fighting out for it right to the end. Even saw a world record from Rachel, and she had a fantastic win today. But yeah, really proud of Georgia to come second, and really proud of Zoe as well after a DQ to fight back and get some solid points as well. So yeah, all the women have done fantastically. There's great heritage in the Penlington family for timber sports. I know your dad was doing it for years and years. You're only 34 years old yourself, and you've still got time very much on your side. Just how long do you think you can extend this winning run for, Glenn, or the enjoyment in the sport, and how far you can go with it? I think with this sport, it's one of them where maybe age isn't a massive factor. You see people like top guys in Europe into their 50s, so I think it's got a longevity in this sport, and hopefully I can stay hungry and keep fighting and keep winning titles. But you just look at these young lads that are on the stage there now. I'm going to really have my work cut out in the next couple of years, that's for sure. But I'll keep going as long as I can, and if I can help these guys out as well, that's even better. Yeah, we wish you all the very best, Glenn, for the future, and as you approach Milan in the autumn time. All the very best to you. Thanks for talking to us. Thank you. All right, so we are now going to progress with the next heat in the Underhand shop. Thanks very much for Glenn Penlington for talking to us there. Heat 3 in the Underhand shop is Archie Comrie and Chris Bell.
Okay. Archie Comrie, Chris Bell getting ready. And again, very, very curious to see how these 2 guys get on with the underhand chop. We've got a full pool of athletes competing in the underhand chop here, so it'll be nice to see some points on the board for all of them.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
It's really important to keep that line when you're hitting and chopping to make sure that you don't get anywhere close to those footholds. Bit of a closed face there. I believe that is Chris Bell's. Archie Comrie, nice clean sides. Little step there, but not too bad as Chris Bell moves over to side number 2 here as he gets to work on that second half of the block to cut through from the other side. Archie still working to get through a little bit more material. I guess he wants to have a deeper cut on that first side to switch over. Now he does switch over. Nicely done to get his balance and start working that second side. Chris Bell, meanwhile, going for full power drivers on a bit of a closed cut on the second side here. And let's see how quickly he can get through. He's almost got it, and he's done it in 57.95, a personal best for Chris Bell. Archie Comrie, he's got about 25 seconds left to get through this second side here. He's got a lot of material. He's still got a breakthrough. Getting plenty of support from the fans in the audience here. A bit of chipping and salad in his way, though. He's got to get that out, and so he can get through nice and clean, and he's almost there. It's going to be a close one. One more driver should do it, and he's got it done in 1:26.01. He can log that as a personal best, and he stayed in under the 1:30 time limit mark. Well done by Archie Comrie.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
All right, so far so good. Personal best for those two guys as we take a look back at some of the drivers here on Chris Bell's block. You can see right there a little bit of a step, and that means he's cutting new material. Want to try and keep those as aligned as possible. Archie Comrie, really nice, accurate drivers here. Could improve on the power some as he was getting in there. Pretty deep shots. Nice dark spot in the block there, though, as he made a couple of hits, and a little skip right there caused a small problem, but nothing overly dramatic. Chris still working on that block here, and you could see it split through, and then he knew after that split through that he could walk away from that one with one more driver. And it came close here as well for Archie as he saw that split through go, and he needed one or two more drivers just to get a couple of those niggly little bits away so that he could also step off the block in time.
So heat 4 of the underhand chop, Jake Buffton and Adam Futrell. Great run from Adam in the single book previously, but this is their final chance to show just what they are about.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know how Adam will do on this one. He's a big lad. He's opting to start from the other way around by the looks of it.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go.
So Jake Buffton and Adam Futrell. Jake Buffton has logged a time of 36.89 in the past. If Adam can get through this inside the time limit, he'll log a personal best today no matter what. Jake onto his second side already. Adam Futrell opted to start facing our audience, and he's still working on his first side. Jake Buffton narrowing down on the 30-second mark now. Adam Futrell moving over to the other side. Jake is pretty close to being through by the looks of it, and he's done it in a 32.78. Jake continues to improve from stride to stride and driver to driver. He's doing very well today. Adam, 45 seconds, just under PB for Adam with a 44.92. Fantastic run for that young man. How pleased is he?
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
So with 2 more heats to go, taking a look back at the Jake Buffton here. Really nice transition over to the other side. He spring-loaded himself as he was moving around and got right to work with a beautiful time. And so far, the fastest time in the underhand chop with a 32.44. Last driver's coming here as he steps off that block in a very nice time and a personal best. And hey, I got to give you a lot of props, young Adam Futrell, 44.65, second fastest time on the day. And that's a great job for the big young man who is looking to be a definite future star in STIHL TIMBERSPORTS with the way that he's performing so far.
Yeah, we've had a wonderful weekend, Troy, here. Malvern, Worcestershire, Great Britain. A weekend of celebrations. We've seen some amazing talent on our stage yesterday in the men's championships. We just heard from Glenn Penlington, our four-in-a-row champion. An amazing women's competition this morning with a new heroine for us.
Yes, and a world record even.
The world record went, and the rookies, you know, number of debutants, many personal bests. It's all going off. But we are celebrating our 40th birthday as well, aren't we, Troy?
We are celebrating the 40th birthday, and you know, the future's so bright, I got to wear shades, but looking back, you got to acknowledge your past to know where your future is going, and let's have a look back at 40 years of STIHL TIMBERSPORTS.
STIHL TIMBERSPORTS is gearing up for the 2025 season, celebrating 40 years of adrenaline-fueled logger sports history. Since 1985, the original extreme sport has grown from a U.S.-based event to the pinnacle series of global competitive woodchopping with athletes and competitions in over 20 countries worldwide. Get ready for an axe-exhilarating season filled with passion, precision, and pure power.
If you want to see more action on TIMBERSPORTS, follow us on TikTok at TIMBERSPORTSGB for all the latest updates. And TikTok, of course, will keep you in the know. Meanwhile, the stage looks to be ready to go for our final two heats in the underhand chop and our final two heats of competition this weekend.
So this Heat 5 sees Billy Gore and Zach Powell take to the stage for the final time today, and I'm sure this receptive crowd here at Malvern will be getting right behind our boys for their final show.
Okay, gentlemen, athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
A lot of anticipation there on those swing-ups for that first driver into the block. Billy Gore and Zach Powell. Zach Powell with some pace here. He loves this discipline as he's going through that first side real quick as he moves over to that second side and continues that frantic pace of hits. 35.83 is his personal best. Will he be able to make that happen? Billy Gore, a quick step down as he moves over to the other side. And Zach Powell, the fantastic PB, 26.71. Billy Gore looking very good as he keeps up a pretty frantic pace himself on that second side. Will he be able to get in there under 40? No, but he's looking pretty good here as he is coming close to cutting through that block. And he has been fantastic all day long. And that is a 47.39 excellent run for Billy Gore and a personal best for him as well.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Rapid firepower from Zach Powell. We know Zach has that in his locker. And again, Billy defying all the odds in his debut rookie championships, and he could have cemented himself a top 5 finish today, Troy, which is remarkable for this 16-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, he had a DQ in the stock saw. He's been fairly consistent throughout. The only problem where he had a bit of an issue was not a very good score in the single buck. Otherwise, I think he would have been among the top because he's been consistent everywhere else today. And that tells you a lot about where the skill level of this young man is. And you could see just absolutely these two guys doing great gobs of attacks on this block here. And Zach Powell, man, that was some Australian speed right there, I must say.
This is the pièce de résistance, Heat 6 now, the top two. The British Rookie Championships is up for grabs for either of these two athletes. Who is going to be walking away with it? Is it going to be Nicola Trecarici, our second place athlete currently, and top of the tree with it all to do, Rowan Luxton.
I mean, Rowan Luxton's been dominant all day long. Let's see if he continue that.
Okay, gentlemen. Athletes, ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
So Nicola and Rowan getting into it on the first side. And this really is a head-to-head battle about points. Rowan looking very good. Smooth sides on his first cuts, and he is over to the other side of his block quickly. Just passing the 15-second mark now. Nicola Trecarici moves over to the other side of his block, about 5 drivers behind Rowan. Rowan should be through fairly quickly. Rowan's got it in 23.87. Fastest time of the day for him, and that is going to put him atop every single discipline he's participated in today. Nicola does it in 32.66. But that is a clear win today for your new rookie champion, Rowan Luxton, who just was unbelievable. Talk about consistency throughout the entire day. It doesn't get any more consistent. That is a perfect pull. Man, double bulls across the board for Rowan Luxton.
Okay, congratulations. Both cuts are good.
Wow.
It's not often we see a blanket win in each discipline across the board at any level of timber sports, Troy.
That was a dominant performance by Rowan Luxton today. And that's not saying that Nicola Trecarici wasn't right there with them. I mean, they're not that many points apart from each other. 8 points separate the two of them. So, yeah, that is an unbelievable setup for Rowan Luxton. And a great job by Nicola Trecarici. And, of course, let's not forget Jake Buffton, who was really, really good throughout the day, stayed as well. Quite consistent. And we'll hand off the ceremonial aspects of this to Alex as he's going to head up onto the stage for the awards ceremony. But, boy, this last heat between these two absolutely talented young men tells you where STIHL Timber Sports is going to go in the next few years, and the future is looking exceptional. So there we see the official rankings for the underhand chop with Rowan Luxton atop that one with 11 points. Zach Powell fast in second place, and Jake Buffton sitting there in third place. Nicola Trecarici in fourth place in the underhand chop. No slouch at all. Unfortunately, not a personal best for him. Otherwise, that would have been a full pull of personal best. Let's see how it does affect the overall standings. We already know Rowan is going to stay on top with a solid 55 points. Nicola has that second place locked up with 47. And Jake Buffton will be your bronze medal winner here today with 39 points. 10 points ahead of Max Wright, who sits in fourth place, just outside of the medal situation, as we get ready to head over to the main stage for our awards ceremony, which should be good to go.
Yeah, thank you very much, Troy. That culminates proceedings here. We've just got the medal ceremony to go on our stage. And we thank you, our audience here at Malvern, Worcestershire. Thank you so much for joining us for the British Rookie Championships of 2025, yes. And we'll acknowledge the athletes very shortly. Big thank you as well to our judges and technical officials, Bart Janssen and Andy Hall. And the prize giving will take place, and the prizes will be presented by our Marketing Communications Manager for STIHL GB, Vicky Tween. And just while we await Vicky and the team, we are going to bring our athletes out in reverse order, and I'm sure you will give them a warm round of applause. Here we go then. 11th place today, Harry Mead. In 10th place, Archie Comrie. 9th place, Chris Bell. 8th place, Logan McCubbin. 7th place, Adam Futrell. In 6th place, Zach Powell. 5th place, great show from Billy Gore. 4th place, Max Wright. And onto the podium finishes now. Huge congratulations to our bronze medalist in 3rd place, Jake Buffton. Our runner-up, 2nd place in the Rookie Championships of 2025, Nicola Crecarici. And our winner, your champion with a clean sweep across the board in each and every discipline. Please give it up for the British Rookie Champion of 2025, Rowan Luxton. Congratulations to our athletes once again, and to our winner, Rowan Luxton. All right, it's the moment these boys have been waiting for. It's the fizzy stuff. It's the wet bit. Here we go. Okay, I'm just going to jump in here. Rowan, whilst you enjoy the sweet taste of success, congratulations, sir. Wonderful run out for you there. Talk us through what it means to you to win this championships, Rowan, and some of the highlights for you today.
Well, yeah, you know, it's been a lot of work coming up to today. Had a good result last year, but knew I could do better. And yeah, a lot of work gone in this winter and this summer, and now it's all paid off.
Well, talk about the work you put in there, Rowan. Specifically, where have you made the gains?
Well, just a hell of a lot of wood. Lots of wood and lots of time spent after work chopping wood and sawing wood, and you know, it all pays off in the end. You just got to stick at it.
And what credit would you give to your competitors today? Because you had a number of debutants, Rowan, and it's not easy to get up here under the pressure. Big crowd here in Great Britain as well. So would you pay credit to your competitors today?
Well, there's been a lot of PBs all day from everyone, I think. And some of those new boys have done some really, really good times. And, you know, it's quite exciting. See how they come on in a couple of years now, and they'll be nipping at the heels.
And we're talking in the studio. There's not many athletes that can do a clean sweep across the board, Rowan. So 5 in a row, the full points in each discipline. You must be really proud of yourself. We're really proud of you. Congratulations once again. Final words for the public and the people watching all over the world.
Cheers for coming out, guys. It's been a good day. Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again, Rowan. All the very best. Certainly one to watch for the future. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Big thanks to my expert commentator in the truck, Troy Mannering, who deserves a round of applause for the wonderful commentary he's provided us with today. Thank you, Troy, and thank you for joining us here at this British Championships across the entire weekend. We saw our British men yesterday, our British women today, and the wonderful rookies this afternoon. So without further ado, we ask you to enjoy the highlights of our British Championships on the screens now.